Hello everyone, welcome to the latest Jargus Ranger Review. And this week we're going to be looking at the 5th episode of Megaforce, United We Stand. So now this episode just starts off with Emma and Gia in the forest looking for a rare flower that blooms once in a year, and they get some photos together of it. Then they get a call from Ghosty to come through. So after that we have the intro again, and after that we see the Rangers fighting a bunch of loogies with Rakshas there standing above them and analyzing their abilities and how they fight together. But after they are defeated, he leaves after seeing how good they are. And then back on the War Star ship, we find the monster of the week, Bizarra, who's a queen bee. And she starts out by using her venom to make Yellow and Pink Rangers argue with each other the whole time. After that, she goes to a soccer field and she has the power to enslave the body of any male that her venom touches, even the Rangers, and force them to do more. And now I like the action scenes so far. They're relying not too much on their weapons and more on just straight up hand-to-hand skills, which haven't seen too much in the last few seasons. So that's a plus. And she gets a pretty heavy ass kick to the girls and kicks them all the way across the field. Pretty neat how they edited that together. So she takes off with the male Rangers, of course, and the girls are looking for her in another forest, it seems. Yeah, that's one thing I've been noticing a lot in this season, that there's a lot of scenes in the forest. I don't know if that's a budget or a recurring theme, but there's a lot of things that happen in the forest. You got training, you got a flower. I mean, pretty unusual that we see the same location reused so many times over across a few episodes. At least for Power Rangers, at least, because they do have recurring locations, but they are assumed to be the same place. But every time we see this forest, it's possibly someplace new. To me, it looks like they just have the same one that they were able to use and just kept using it for whatever they could. So in future episodes, I would like to see a bit more variety in scenery, but that's just me. And so the two girls can't even agree on which path to go and to try to look for her. But eventually they finally find her, forcing everyone she's enslaved to treat her like royalty. But Emma finds her first, and she gets trapped in vines. And shortly after, the same happens to Gia. Of course, the other male Rangers try to getting them to remember that they've been friends since they were like 6 years old. Of course, Emma remembers that, and that the power of friendship breaks the spell. And after that, they gain the power of the Sky Brothers, which frees everybody. And then the Yellow and Pink Rangers do a combo attack where they just combine their two blaster shots, and that frees everybody and completely breaks the spell for everyone else. So when the Megazord battle starts, she traps that too in the vine. But since they now have the Sky Brothers Zords, which is the Hawk, Terror, and Crow Zord, they want to break free of that. And so the Sky Megazord looks pretty cool. Plus it has shoulder blasters, which is always a good thing on giant robots, most of the time. So then Bizarro's defeated pretty quickly. And I really like his victory charge. It's just shooting continuous blast of cards from his shoulders, and then it just slams right into her and the monster explodes. And that was just great. And then at the end of the episode, they're back in the juice bar again, and they're looking at a newspaper, and it seems because it's such a rare flower that they got the photo of, it ends up getting its own article in the paper. And that pretty much ends the episode. Overall, this was still a pretty good episode. Not so much as strong as the others, but it's still building up what the villains can do. And this is really the first episode that focused on Emma. She hasn't gotten much screen time. But luckily they're still keeping to how her character is introduced, strong emphasis on nature and photography. And the fight scenes are looking really well done. I mean, one problem I had with Ghost Ranger is how all the Megazord battle scenes looked like they were completely CG. It was a bit too clean. So far I haven't seen that problem with the way Megaforce's battles looks. But hey, we're still getting, so we might see some of that. But I do think the battles are much better edited than from what I remember in Ghost Ager. So that's a plus to Saban on this one. Of course, the biggest problem I had was turning the Rangers against each other. Not that's a bad idea, but it's just been done so many different times in different seasons of Power Rangers. It's kind of hard to do it a bit differently nowadays. And plus, it's always the same power of a friendship and attack the monster scene that always overcomes it every time. It's just been done way too many times that it's not that interesting to see anymore. But hey, it is meant for new fans of the show, and I don't remember seeing such a thing in Samurai, so it works for this. It's definitely good for its target audience, though it'll leave someone who's been with the series for much longer a bit to desire. But so far, Megaforce is still going strong, and I'm still liking what I see. Overall, I'd give this episode between a 7.5 and an 8 out of 10. It's still very enjoyable. Anyway, that's all for this episode of Jargus Ranger Review. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week for our latest episode. Till then, everybody.